Well guys, we're back again, and for today's news roundup, let's start with Boris Johnson and Ukraine. Actually, I should say Boris Ukraine and £300 million of your money, because that is the headline of the day, it seems. Here it's being reported that Doris thinks he's Churchill and plans to send another £300 million over there. This is on top of the billions already sent that I made a video on, a week ago now, listing all donations to Ukraine from literally around the bloody world. As you likely guessed, the USA and UK are leading the way with taxpayer-funded handouts, while people in their own countries literally struggle to make ends meet. It's actually this that really pisses me off about the whole situation, because for 8 years Russia and Ukraine have been fighting, yet all of a sudden now the world must focus on it. And of course Boris Johnson's desire to be front and centre should be concerning for everyone. I say that because first off, this ain't our fight, and it literally never was. We ain't the bloody world police, nor are we Ukrainian. We are British, so should be focusing in here, not there, because we got plenty of problems of our own that all these donations could actually be used to help. Instead, as we've seen, it's all being funneled over there as quickly as possible, which just makes me more suspicious. I personally wonder who's getting kickbacks from all this, because I expect that's gonna be a thing. In fact, brain farting Biden just announced another $33 billion being sent over there, which with him being known as 10% Joe looks extremely fishy to me. But either way, while you struggle to make ends meet, your taxpayer-funded goods are being shipped out of the country when they could be sold off to help ease the cost of living crisis. And let's remember, all military tech that they're sending over there is literally stuff that our armed forces apparently need. Now up next is something that's related to that, and probably the funniest story of the day for me, I've gotta say. I'm sure you all remember the Ghost of Kiev happily promoted by the media and even Ukrainian government a few months back. There was news articles about him shooting down 6 Russian planes and all of this, which we called out as bullshit back then, but still the story persisted because of course it bloody did. Well, now it seems the Ukrainian military have actually admitted that this was just propaganda openly supported by all, because the first casualty of war is often the truth. In fact, it's a little bit like the Snake Island Last Stand fabrication. That's just another example of that, but don't worry, guys. Everything else the media reports about Ukraine is true. It's only a few examples of fake news that they pumped out. It's not like they lie about everything, is it? But you know what, enough of all that. Let's actually move on to something we've all been asking for a few months now, while the media deliberately ignored just how strange the whole situation was. Well, it seems that even Elon Musk seems to think this might be a little bit strange, with him replying to a tweet about us knowing more regarding Will Smith slapping Chris Rock than we do about the Maxwell trafficking trial. People rightly think it's a bit strange that they arrest and convict someone for human trafficking without then going after the clients she trafficked people for. Now Elon Musk, I'm sure, pissed off a few people when he tweeted, "Where is the client list? Shouldn't at least one of them go down?" But I have to say, I'm bloody glad he did. And in fact, a few things he's actually said recently have been pretty based and likely pissing a few people off. I guess after you buy the platform, they can't really ban you from it, can they? Now all of this, like I said back then, is something we've all been saying, including many of you for multiple months now, but personally I think all on that list should go down, not just one of them as he put. But the fact that he even asked the question, I have to say, is actually a good thing, because it may wake a few people up to just how strange it all is. We're not going to get the list obviously, but the more people that ask questions is obviously a good thing in my mind. Now up next we've got a story here that you've most likely witnessed firsthand in recent months, and that is reports that over a third of GPs have refused to offer routine appointments in the past year. Yep, GPs have not been doing their job, and in many cases outright refused to see patients full stop, unless of course they're coming to get the jab when that was being rolled out. Obviously, £15 to £30 per jab was being paid to these doctors who couldn't get you through the door quick enough, but when you need actual medical treatment, you're lucky to get a phone call, and in many cases, you don't even get that.
I don't fucking believe it.
You better believe it, because it's fucking happening.
This here is just more evidence showing not only how demented lockdowns and saving the NHS was, but also how lazy many GPs really are, because most are working 3 days a week, remember, like I covered. So once again, never mind Partygate and all of that. It's shit like this that should see all politicians sacked. In fact, I would have them all arrested or maybe more. The failing healthcare system is literally a real scandal that's gonna cost life, not cake or beer at parties, let me tell ya. But you know what, let's actually move on to the final story we've got today, and that's Nicola Sturgeon failing to define what a woman is.
If they may have to miss a day or even 2 days of school because Holyrood's passed legislation that could allow for the polling to take place over a couple of days if that was thought to be necessary to ensure that sort of social distancing could be maintained.
Yes, someone who I expect is a woman herself refuses to define herself because it might set off some blue air trout on Twitter. This to me shows that almost all politicians are completely cucked to the trans lobby, which last I checked represents 1 or 2% of people. But aside from that, just take in the stupidity of being a woman unable to define what you are because a few people's beefies might be hurt. In fact, it's actually on par with Sir Keir Starmer squirming when he was asked about women and penises, what, a week or two ago now.
So a woman can have a penis?
Nick, I'm not... I don't think we can conduct this debate with, you know...
Sorry, have I offended you in some way?
No, it's just... I just...
A woman can have a penis?
I don't think that discussing this issue in this way helps.
You serious?
Now, how her pointing out biological fact harms people I really don't know, but apparently this is why she's doing this, proving, like I said, a few radical lunatics control the people who are meant to run countries. Talk about bloody clown world or what? But you know what, guys, it's time for me to love you and leave you, so remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Subscribe if you ain't already, hit the notification bell to see when I next upload.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.